I have a few things to say about my displeasure in doing product reviews, and why it is so hard to change. I've made many pen reviews. Probably some of them would be called like product impressions. I think I've built most of my audience around reviews of pens as well as other art supplies. But about a year ago, maybe a bit longer actually now, I had a realization that all of these reviews could possibly be teaching my audience something I didn't believe, that you need new or expensive supplies to make good art. And I've found when it comes to the world of pens, and probably many other things as well, I find that the laws of diminishing returns start quite early. You can spend like $200 on a fancy reusable pen, or maybe 20, or maybe 10. Is there any difference in the end result? No. Is there any like undue suffering caused by using a cheaper pen? No. There's like an equal variety of practical pens in like the $20 price range as well as in the $200 price range. You don't need like a 14 karat gold nib. A good steel nib can feel just as good. I once watched a video of like blindfolded people writing with steel nib fountain pens and also gold alloy nibs, and they just couldn't tell the difference. The feel of a superior pen is just so subjective. The only two factors I've found when it comes to a pen that like really matters is, can I hold the pen for long periods of time without getting like RSI or something? Can I get used to the feedback of the nib as it's dragged on the paper? And that's basically it. If it's important to you, consider what ink is in the pen as well. But quite often just a cheap plastic pen body is more than adequate for a pen grip. It's more grippy than metal, I find. And also I can quickly get used to the feedback in almost any cheap pen. So it was never hard to find a pen that matched my needs. I was just on a foolish quest to replace my lack of skill with some kind of superior drawing tool, in the hope that I would find some kind of implement that would no longer inhibit the creative energies flowing down my arm, so they would effortlessly pour out onto the paper, when all I really needed was to just get used to the tools that I had. Because normally it's only like an unexpected hurdle that will trip you up. Yes, the best kind of pen is the one that you're used to. I mean, who wants to be stuck in the endless strive for better material things while you neglect the skills you wanted to develop? I just don't have time for both. So in short, I may never make another pen video ever again. And that is going to be very difficult for me. As you've probably noticed, I haven't made many videos over the past year, because making a review video on some product is like really, really easy. Once you've become used to looking at many similar products, you can just spend some time with the product for like an hour and then get the general idea of what it's like, at least just to seem knowledgeable to those who are not as well educated on your little pet subject. So if you buy a product to review of the kind that you're used to, eventually it just seems like you're buying a ready-made video script. The video just seems to write itself. You don't even feel that you need to be particularly creative. In fact, most of the time, I didn't even write a video script. I just sat in front of the product and it just told me what was wrong with it and what was good about it, and I just sort of just let the product speak through me. So let me give you a little template on how to make a nice, quick and easy video review, or maybe product impression would be a more accurate description, so you too can make pointlessly popular materialistic YouTube videos. All you do is that you sit in front of the package object with the camera rolling. You open the box. People seem to like it when you open the box. I don't understand why they're fascinated. I mean, we know what's in the box already. That's why you click the video. Anyway, then you take each object that you find in the box and you put it on the table. At this point, find something mundane to complain about. This will make you seem knowledgeable about the product, as you've already found some little nuance that your viewers didn't detect or even think about. Then, after you've rambled on about the accessories for a few minutes and thrown the instruction manual away, in a comical manner, because no self-respecting reviewer would read an instruction manual on the camera to reveal their ignorance. Okay, that's important. Take out the main article and start pointing out all the differences that you can recognize from similar products. If you find that a bit difficult, just point out the specifications which you can read from the instruction manual that you pretended to throw away earlier. Also, if you're really good at multitasking, pretend to use the product. You can pretend to type with it or draw with it or whatever you're meant to do with it while you're talking about it. Or you can bicker with some unseen and unheard of person off camera. And now comes the conclusion. Now, when coming up with the conclusion, try and keep it as non-objective as possible. It's hard to weigh up all of these little facts and figures, like, who has time for that really? So just look at the object and take the emotional impression it gives you and pretend it's logic. Then justify your decision to the audience by grabbing some random little, possibly unrelated fact from the specifications. For example, you could say, I don't mind this laptop, but I wish it just didn't have, look up a specification of some kind, an Intel processor, because I prefer a PowerPC or some kind of nonsense like that. And after you say that, remember, do not elaborate any further. Otherwise you'll show that you have no idea what you're actually talking about. And then say goodbye and beg for submissions or whatever they do. I also find that it's really easy to make an entertaining review, as lots of people do enjoy listening to people complaining about stuff. And if you complain enough, they might even be grateful that you told them the truth about something that might be actually quite a subjective subject. The other advantage with product reviews is that they are vastly more searchable and discoverable than some little personal creative project you might have, unless you already have an audience. I suppose it's a good thing I started making review videos then, otherwise no one might know about me. So I've basically just become used to making one type of content. And making any other kind of video which isn't a review/product impression video, I just find really difficult. I've already made like quite a few videos which are not review videos, and they're all like really, really bad. So I remake them again, and they're somehow still not to my satisfaction. So they just sit on my computer for many weeks until I delete them out of disgust. I think I've remade this one like 4 times now. I've re-recorded this audio 4 times already because I just wasn't happy. Ah dear. Sometimes I even just start a whole video again from scratch and it still looks like something that was made without any care at all. This is going to be a pretty annoying and awkward transition into a thing called hard work. But I will persevere.